VET242. Here is a practice problem that's found in the packet titled Solutions and Reconstitution. Let's go ahead and read through it. You need to administer 20 micrograms per kilogram of buprenorphine transmucosally to a cat that weighs 11 pounds. Your hospital has buprenorphine as a 0.3 milligram per milliliter solution. So what volume are we going to go ahead and administer? Buprenorphine is an opioid, which handles pain commonly, and it's commonly given transmucosally to cats. That means that it's placed on the gingiva. But it is a liquid, so we need to deal with this concentration. And it is a straightforward dose calculation. This time we are working with liquids, so we need to kind of pull out our weight. We're going to need to pull out our dosage that we're given. In this case, it's in micrograms. Don't miss that. That's a common thing with buprenorphine as well. And then we are also going to be needing our concentration at some point. So let's go ahead and start with our weight conversion, which is our nice comfort zone here. I'm going to go ahead and use dimensional analysis. When we're switching from pounds to kigs, we go ahead and we divide by 2.2. And I'm going to find that this ends up being 5 kilograms. So our cat is 5 kilograms. My pounds have canceled out. Okay, so first step in a dose calculation. Next step means we're going to go ahead and check out what our dosage is, because we always need to go ahead and take that weight and multiply it by our dosage. Now here we have a problem in this practice problem, because the dosage is given in micrograms. Usually it's given in milligrams per kilogram. So we have to address this, and there's 2 ways that we can go about it. If you don't mind the micrograms, you can go ahead and take that 5 kilograms and go straight to multiplying by your dosage, 20 micrograms per kilogram. At some point, we're probably going to have to convert something, because our concentration is not in micrograms, it is in milligrams. So we need all of our units to match, okay, always. So if, our dosage and our concentration, and if everything's in kilograms, we got to change the pounds to kilograms. We have to make sure that everything is in either micrograms or milligrams, or else the math is just not going to work. For me, I hate micrograms. I don't like working in micrograms. It's not my comfort zone. I like working in milligrams. So for me, I like to get rid of that microgram right away. You don't have to, but that's what I'm going to go ahead and do. So I'm actually going to take a break from my dose calculation, and I'm going to take that 20 micrograms and turn it into milligrams, which is where I feel more comfortable. If you were going to go ahead and move the decimal place, micrograms are smaller than milligrams, so we would go ahead and move the decimal place to the left 3 places. For me, I'm going to go ahead and set up my dimensional analysis problem, and I'm going to put the micrograms on the bottom, and I'm going to put the milligrams on top. And I know from memory that there are 1,000 micrograms in every 1 milligram. That way I know my micrograms cancel out. And then I divide 20 by 1,000, and I find that there are 0.02 milligrams in 20 micrograms. Now, don't forget what you're doing with that, okay? So this is actually, I took this 20 micrograms, so now I can have my dosage in milligrams per kilogram, which is where I feel comfortable. Okay, so I still have to address this. So I need to go back down to my dose calculation where I originally was, take my weight, and multiply by the dosage, which is now 0.02 milligrams per kilogram. So now my kilograms are going to cancel out. When I go to my calculator and I complete that math problem, 5 times 0.02, I find that my dose ends up being 0.1 milligrams. So I'm going to go ahead and give 0.1 milligrams of buprenorphine transmucosally to a cat that weighs 11 pounds. Problem is that milligrams is kind of solid, okay? And I need to administer a liquid. So if we were doing a tablet, I would almost be finished. I would just need to figure out the tablet size, but we're not. We're doing a solution. So I have to go ahead and address that concentration. I can't administer a milligram straight transmucosally. I need milliliters as my final answer. So I'm going to go ahead and kind of start this math problem over here. I have a dose of 0.1 milligrams, and I need to solve for my concentration. Remember, this can be written as a ratio, and you can flip it around however you need to use it. So in this particular case, I know I don't want milligrams. They need to cancel out, and I know I need milliliters. So I go back to my ratio, and I find that the concentration of buprenorphine is 0.3 milligrams for every 1 milliliter. This is why in our formula we are dividing by the concentration. So I'm going to take that 0.1, multiply by 1, and divide by 0.3. And when I do that on my calculator, 0.1 divided by 0.3, I find that I need to administer 0.33 milliliters transmucosally to this cat. And that's the final answer. Let me know if you have any questions.